So for today I'm gonna install my Sonarworks Reference 4 Studio Edition, and that's a software that measures the room acoustic and gives you a flat line on the EQ. So when you're gonna master your track, then you have a flat line and no distorted sound from the room. So let me show you which problems I ran into with installing and measuring the room. Hi everybody and welcome back. I went to the website, downloaded the file, and then you click install and you choose which version you want to install, and the installing process starts. You have to wait for a few minutes till everything is done. And then the software asks you to log in into your account and fill in the serial number. It's all very easy to do, so no problems so far. And when that is done, you can open the program and you see something like this. I selected already one headphone and I'm gonna select now the other one. So you press add preset. And then you go up here and you select I want to add another headphone. Click on collaborate profile and there is a drop down menu where you can select add another headphone. Then you type in the name of your headphone. And you will see there are only two of the brand I have, and I have to select the one I have, and then push select, and you also can listen to the left and the right channel if they are correct. Otherwise you can change it. So you just push the play button and you can change the left and the right channel here as I do. Then check another time just to be sure and then add preset. You will see your headphone appear here. And if you have different headphones, you can make the selection which headphone you want to use here. This is the curve how you hear with the headphones without Sonarworks. When you push Sonarworks on, you're left with this curve, very flat, and that's very good to mix or to master. And now the most important thing, calibrating my studio speakers. You have to check everything that is in the list and give then a check mark. When you've done that, you can go further by applying next. Then you have to give in the number of the microphone and you have to select the mic input and the sound card you are using. You have to check if everything is working and then you can push next again. Then they explain you how to position the microphone during the calibration. Then you have to gain stage microphone and your speakers, and that's the part where I had a lot of trouble with, because the microphone started to sing around and gave me a deep noise rumble. You have to play a little bit with the gain of the microphone and a little bit with the speakers. And after a few times they said that there was a very high noise. So I had to try a few times and then finally it was working. I think that I have a very small studio and the speakers are very near to the walls, and I think that's the issue with why I had that problem. I don't know for sure, of course, but I think that's the main reason why I had that problem with the high sound, and I didn't get the microphone and the speakers to calibrate in one time. But after a few attempts, then you get finally the thumbs up and you're ready to go. And with some sound testing of the speakers, the left speaker and the right speaker separate, and some measurements, what's the distance between the two speakers and what's the distance between you and the speakers, you finally can start with 37 measurements. They explain you where you have to keep the microphone and when the microphone is correct in place and when you have to move it. The whole process with installing and then calibrating the speakers took me a little bit more than 1 hour, but I think that's also because I had in the beginning the problem with calibrating the speakers and the microphone, because I had a very nasty rumble in there. They say it normally should take, I thought it was 25 minutes. I think that's also a pretty decent time to do it in. You see here all the measurements I was doing. I was struggling in the beginning with the gain of the microphone, but once that was sorted out, the 37 measurement points were actually very quickly. There was no big issues anymore with the sound or with the measuring. So it went straight on. And when you finish with all the measurements, you see the curve that the speakers in the room gave. Then you have to fill in the profile name, and I did the name of my speakers, because then I always know which speakers belong to which settings, because you can do it with multiple speakers. And in the meantime, I'm opening Logic, and when Logic is open, what you're gonna do then, you go in the left corner to Logic, Preference, and then Audio. There you select Audio Output Device, and that's then the Sonarworks, and the input device can be your sound card, which one that ever is. So now that I installed a Sonarworks reference, I gonna play a little bit around with it. I gonna mix my track, and I gonna try by myself to master it, so that I can send the mixed version and my mastered version to the mastering engineer. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Enjoy!